Now let's deal with sexuality in organisms. Okay, so sexuality in organisms. See, lot of terms are going to come and you have to be very careful with them. Okay, so bisexual. What do you mean by bisexual? That is the same organism is having what? Both the sex organs. Example, they are known as bisexual, or what we do, we call them as homothelic. Example of bisexual organisms, like you must have read about earthworm, leech. Okay, they are bisexual. Lot of flowers are bisexual. They are having both male and female organs in the same flower. One of the best example is your hibiscus. Okay, then homothelic means on the same thallus, especially thallus word we use for algae, isn't it? So on the same thallus we are having what? Both male and female organs. Example is your cara. And then comes the term monoecious. Monoecious means that these organisms that on a single plant, on the same plant, you are having male and female flowers both. So they are called as monoecious, isn't it? One of the best example is your cucurbits, coconut, and okay. And now I hope these terms are clear to you. Now another term for it are unisexual. Category is unisexual. Unisexual means like humans, we are what? We are unisexual, isn't it? So there are many flowers also, which can be a male flower or a female flower, isn't it? So two kind of sexes are, you can see in them, isn't it? So they are unisexual. Example you can quote is humans, isn't it? And here we use the term heterothelic. That is, on the same thallus you find what? Both there are different kinds of thallus. For male thallus is different and female thallus is different in them, isn't it? So they have a separate male and female thallus. Example is your Markantia, which you have read in class 11. It's a bryophyte. Therefore, I am asking you people to keep on referring to your class 11th book, because it's a basic book. It has talked about these organisms. You know about them, isn't it? And the term that we use for it is dioecious. That is, there is a separate male plant and a female plant, isn't it? Like certain papaya plant, you must have seen that they don't bear papaya on them. Why? Because it's a male plant. Therefore, you don't find fruit on them, isn't it? So there are many dioecious plants. Example you can note down is your papaya, and your this date palm. Okay, so this is about the sexuality in organisms. Now we are moving towards gamete transfer. In case of gamete transfer, see, in majority of cases, what do you see? It's the male gamete. Male gamete. In majority of cases I'm talking, it is the male gamete which is motile. and it moves from one place to another. And for its movement, it requires what? It requires a medium to, and mostly this medium is what? Water. Whether it is your fishes or all, whatever organisms you look at, animals or plants, and lower plants also, like in case of bryophytes, pteridophytes, algae, you have read that they require what? Water. Male gametes require water for their transfer to the female gametes. And therefore, the male gametes are also produced in what? They require a medium, and they are produced in large number to ensure, because during that process of transfer they get destroyed. To ensure that they fertilize the female gamete and leads to the formation of the zygote, they are produced in large number. Isn't it? Like in case of seeded plants, you must have heard about the term pollination. Yeah? What is pollination? It's the transfer. What do we say? It's a transfer of pollen grains to stigma. Via, there are various agents like via water, air, and major pollinating agents are your insects. And after falling pollen grains in the stigma, they give rise to what? Pollen tubes, and through pollen tubes, male gamete fuses with the egg in the ovules. Isn't it? So this is how gametes they get transferred. Then after transfer, what happens is their fertilization. And all of you know what is fertilization? It's the fusion of male and female gamete. Fusion of male and female gamete. And it leads to formation of what? Leads to zygote formation. There are many eggs which without fertilization can also lead to the formation of an organism. Okay, and that process is called as parthenogenesis. What do we call them as? Parthenogenesis. Where what happens? An unfertilized egg leads to development of embryo. Okay. One of the best example, I don't know whether you people know or not, it's your honey bee. Male honeybees, which are called as what? Drones. There are many birds who reproduce parthenogenetically. Many lizards, they reproduce parthenogenetically. Okay. And the last process is that is development of your embryo, or we call it as post-fertilization event. That is called as your what? Basically, it is what? Formation of an embryo. The formation of embryo. Embryo is called as what? Embryogenesis, isn't it? Now, for embryogenesis, what are the major processes which are responsible? One is your cell division. Cells will divide. Then cell maturation. Cells will mature. And another process which is important is cell differentiation. That is, cells will differentiate. They will modify and will take various shapes and will form various kinds of cells of your body or that organism's body, or different kinds of tissues will be formed due to cell differentiation, and it will give rise to the complete organism. Fine. So now I hope you must have, depending upon whether this embryogenesis takes place outside, whether the egg is laid or inside the organisms or the mother's body. We divide further organisms into two categories. What is that? Oviparous. I'm not telling something new. It's already you have read about them. Oviparous. No, your eggs are being laid. Now those eggs are fertilized outside or internally. It could be fertilized. So eggs are laid. These eggs could be fertilized or unfertilized, and they grow in, when fertilized, they grow into embryo, and then embryo develops. So such kinds of organisms are called as oviparous, isn't it? Various categories they come under this, isn't it? Your birds, your fishes, your frogs. These are the examples of your what? Birds, fishes, frog, various, no? They are come under oviparous. And viviparous, they are the organisms where the embryogenesis or development of embryo takes place inside the mother's body, in the womb, isn't it? And they give rise to what? They give rise to young one. They give birth to young ones. And major, which category comes into this group? You must have read. It is your mammals. So mostly mammals gives rise to young ones. Okay, this is the specific features of your mammals. Example is your humans. Humans, cow, dog, all them. They give rise to what? They are viviparous and they give rise to young ones. Thank you.